Welcome back to the Introduction to Breathwork series. We are on video 2, and today we're going to start learning some breathing activation exercises. So the goal of this video is to take what we learned from video 1 about how we're breathing into our belly and our chest, and then start to expand our conscious awareness and breathing patterns so that we can create more functional breathing and also explore the boundaries of how we're breathing. So for this first exercise, we're going to be really working and honing in on the exhalation process. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a natural inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to let the breath go out of our body. And once we hit that kind of halfway point, we're going to start counting from 1 to 10. And once you hit 10, you're going to start back over. And so you're going to say the numbers out loud. So it'll be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. And you're going to keep going until you start to lose the breath. And eventually it'll go from an audible counting to a whisper count to a point where you're almost having to push the air out of your body. And we want to explore how far we can push that diaphragm up and contract it to push all the air out of our lungs. Now, eventually you're going to reach a point where it starts to be uncomfortable. And when you hit that point, I want you to relax, let that inhale come into the body, and fill the lungs back up. So Dr. Marin here will be our example of this. So I'll have you take an inhale in. Good, and then just a relaxed exhale. And then when you reach about halfway, start counting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1.
And you'll notice she starts whispering, but she's still pushing air out.
Don't go to the cough.
Don't go to the cough.
We can start that over.
All right, so Dr. Marin will demonstrate for you. So go ahead and take a nice breath in, and then a relaxed exhale. And once you reach that halfway point, start counting.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And once it starts to get strained, you can start to lower to a whisper. But you want to keep pushing the air out. Good, and then a nice big inhale afterwards. And you can take a reset, maybe 2 to 3 breaths in between the rounds. And again, the goal is to start to feel the activation of that diaphragm as it compresses and goes back up through your chest, really pushing the air out of the lungs, because we want to make sure that we can push all of the air out. Now, you don't necessarily want to do this with every single breath, but it's an exercise that will help kind of refresh that air in the lungs so it doesn't get stagnant, so we don't keep air in the bottom of the lobes of our lungs that is not helping us bring more oxygen into our system. So when you're ready, we'll go into round 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And about the time you start whispering is when you're going to start feeling a little bit of that compression through here. Perfect. And you're good to just go back to relaxed breathing. Again, while you're doing this exercise, remember, we're not pushing into pain. We just want to find the boundary of where it's comfortable, go a little bit past that into the discomfort, and then allow that inhalation to just relax the whole system. And it's a really good way to see how far you can actually exhale, and also a really good way to see whether or not you've been using that full exhalation process. Now, for our second exercise, we're going to go back and dip our toes a little bit into that first video. It's going to be an interesting exercise to explore that zonal breathing and also explore that exhalation. So what we're going to do, and you don't have to start yet, we're going to go back to that hand on the belly, hand on the chest. And so for the initiation of our inhalation, we're going to breathe, again, into the belly, a nice natural inhalation, pause at the top of that, and then the second part of our inhale is going to go into our chest, and then as we exhale, it's going to be 3 parts. The first part of the exhalation is going to be a nice relaxed exhale. We're going to have an intentional pause after that. We're going to have a little bit of a forced or more of an intentional conscious exhale. And then we'll pause at the end of that. And then the very last exhalation is going to be like we're blowing out the last candle, but we're almost out of breath. It's just a little perfect. All right, whenever you're ready. All right, so we inhale Inhale into the belly, pause, inhale into the chest, pause, nice natural exhale, pause, forced exhale, pause, blow out that candle. Beautiful. And now when you get that blowing out the candle, you might start to feel that same sensation you got in the exhalation exercise. That's good. We want to follow that reflexive inhale that kind of expands our system as a result of that full push. We want to explore that, and then when we start to feel like we have to activate the inhalation, that's when we want to take the pause and then activate or actively inhale into the chest. Good, and then exhale out, pause, push the exhale, pause, blow out that candle. Nice, now breathe into the belly, pause, into the chest. Good, nice natural exhale, pause. Yep. Beautiful. And you're good to just go back to breathing regularly. To start out, we'll have you do at least one of these exercises 3 days a week. When you do the exercise, we want you to do at least 10 rounds or 10 minutes, whichever feels more comfortable or fits your schedule better. Now, if you have the extra time and you can do both exercises in a day, 3 times a week, and you do each of the exercises for 10 reps or 10 minutes, whichever is more fitting into your schedule, that's a great place to start. And we'll see you in the next video.